Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel in a very late time, of course. I don't usually do my streams this late, but obviously I just kind of decided to do it like this evening. Just had a few things earlier that I was doing, so welcome to the channel. We are here, of course, to discuss our 2-1 victory against Barnsley over the weekend. Yes. Finally ending that winless run. I'm good, it's a good thing, but we're going to get into the game. We're going to discuss everything, dissect what's happened as well, obviously look at the goal that we conceded as well, and just have a good discussion of the next hour. But hope you're doing well, hope you've had a good weekend, and we're here to provide some more content for you guys. Let's get to the comments before we get into the show. Aiden's in. He says, hello, mate. Hope you're okay. Hello, Aiden. Good to see you, my wonderful mod. Big up to you. And yeah, guys, do what Aiden says. Make sure you do drop a like if you are here right now. It just help with the video. And subscribe if you're new. Share the channel around with everyone that you know. Let's try and get up to that 800 subscriber mark. We are getting closer, guys. We are getting closer. We are about 29 away from 800. So yeah, we have gained a few subscribers recently. So yeah, if you can help me out, it would mean a lot. Ian said I'll take the win, but yeah, again, the performance was so poor. I think we was lucky to win on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, we're going to get into it, but yeah, I do agree. And obviously, as the title kind of suggests as well, very unconvincing performance. Just not great at all. And yeah, we're going to get into it though, but yeah, I agree. Joshua's in this evening. I hope you're well. Hello to you, Joshua. Good to see you. And hello to you, Joseph, as well. I hope you're doing well. And Bing's in as well. Hello to you. Good evening. Wasn't a good performance, but not terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just an okay performance, wasn't it? Well, hey, Barnsley, you've done it again. Thanks for them. Yeah, look, 3 wins against Barnsley this season, guys. And yeah, we're grateful for the points in the 2 league games, and then obviously the other game was in the cup as well, of course. But look, get your thoughts as we go along, yeah, we're going to get straight into it. So I would look to the team, obviously on Saturday. Obviously. A few kind of key points. Obviously, Kasumu back fit after injury, so he gets into the starting lineup, replacing Hogg, who drops to the bench. Nichols starts in net again, with Tom Lee's captaining the side, and Marshall and Charles lead the line for us, with just the one change, obviously made from the previous game. So you had Lee Nichols in goal. We had the formation change, didn't we? So obviously it was I believe it was a 4-4-2, so very bog standard 4-4-2. With Lee Nichols in goal, obviously Sorensen at right back, Balker at centre back with Lees, and then Brodie Spencer on the left. In midfield, obviously the left wing, Chirawa, the new lad from Wolves, who was signed on loan, of course, recently. Kane and Kasumu in the middle, and Ben Wiles on the right. And then the 2 up front, of course, was Marshall and Charles. Most of the bench, Karoma, Ruffles, Chapman, Hogg, Turton, Hodge, and Ladapo, who, again, I'm just sick of the sight of him, to be honest with you. But yeah. And Mr. Mitch is in. He says, enjoying your cast, Ryan. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying the content to the channel, and I appreciate all your contributions, Mr. Mitch. Obviously, I know you comment a lot on my posts and stuff like that. So it does mean a lot. It does get the engagement up, and yeah, you are very supportive. So big up to you. Chiro, by the way, how good has he been since arriving at Huddersfield? If we can keep him fit this season, he'll be a good player for us. Yeah, the thing is, though, Ed, and I get, look, he has looked promising. I will give you that. And we're going to get into him in a bit because obviously he was one of the better players on Saturday, absolutely. But this is the thing, though, isn't it, though, Ed? You know, we're really treading on eggshells, aren't we? Because we're thinking to ourselves, yes, he's showing some promise, but just wait 1 or 2 games, he'll be injured then, and then that'll be it. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like infuriating, isn't it? You know, the way we have to run on eggshells with players that we're bringing in through the door because they come with a big injury. You know, a lot of injuries over them, and you know, a big like injury curse that they've had in their careers. So yeah, I have liked what I've seen of him, though. I will give him that. And yeah, if you can keep fit, that's the key, isn't it? If he can. But he hasn't managed that for a while, so I'm not holding my breath. But yeah, I agree. Dion Charles, what a waste of money. Look, I feel so stupid about, you know, look, Dion Charles, obviously, I was kind of bigging Charles up when he came in, to be fair, on my videos. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? He has scored goals at this level, and, you know, he will be a good player for us. But yeah, I mean, 6 games in, and he has been dreadful, if we're being brutally honest. Obviously, we're signed to, you know, to really help us up front, obviously with the clinical edge that we've been struggling with for a lot of this season. And unfortunately, he's not doing it. So, and he's looking, you know, and I do think that at times it doesn't help that we've just been hoofing the ball up front. Because he's quite, you know, he's 5'9", 10", whatever he is, quite a small guy, and you're just not going to win any headers with the defenders that you're coming up against. You know, the tall 6-foot+ defenders that you're coming up against. However, if I look at his overall game and I look at how he's, you know, his first touch, his sharpness, you know, when he does get chances, he's really panicky in front of goal. He's just wasting his chances, and yeah, it is worrying. It is worrying because, like I said, we needed this guy to come in and really hit the ground running. And okay, of course, we knew that when he came in, he wasn't doing that great at Bolton this season. So, you know, but I was just hoping. The fact that we've given him regular minutes as well, but it's just not making a difference. It's not making a difference, is it? And I was hoping after a few games, you know, he'd start to, you know, maybe start, you know, we can start seeing signs of him really. He doesn't even look like scoring at the moment either. You know, he's got the, you know, he goes clean on through, and you don't really have much confidence in him, sadly. But look, I hope it does. I hope he can turn it around, but it isn't good enough, I'm afraid. And that's just me being honest at the moment. Not a bad line, it was stronger. Usual, yes, he was injured. That was a big risk for him. Yeah, look, he's had a lot of injuries issues, and it's just one of those that we only seem to bring injury-prone players to this club for some reason. But look, obviously, we're going to get into the game, so let me know your thoughts. But look, the first half, I'm sorry. You know, it was absolutely dreadful, wasn't it? It was dreadful in that first half. You know, we were just hoofing the ball up front. We couldn't even, we couldn't string couldn't string many passes together. It was slow. It was laboured. They were first to every ball. They were winning everything in the air. They wanted it more. They were more aggressive than us. And it's another case of why can we never start again? Why can we never play for a full 90 minutes? Not, to be fair, not full 90, because maybe, you know, sometimes, you know, but why can we never get a big amount of time where we play well? And then sometimes you have to just kind of grind out towards the end. You grind out the result towards the end. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. But We're not even getting that at the moment. We're getting, we're getting, you know what I mean, half an hour, if that, half an hour, 20 minutes of productive play, and that's probably been kind, in terms of, you know what I mean, and we're just not ticking on all cylinders out with at the moment. And the goal that came, Barnsley was pushing for that goal, and they looked like scoring more than we did, and obviously the goal came, and the goal, man, how poor was this goal? Because for me, it was way too easy for Russell, who, look, we're going to take a look at how the move panned out actually now. A few graphics on the screen. So obviously there was a bit of a obviously Kasumu lost the ball in a duel with the Barnsley player. So Russell, ex-Town, of course, he had to score. Always ex-Town players score against us, don't they? He picks up the ball, he turns, and the fact that he's allowed to travel with the ball as long as he did without any challenge is an utter disgrace. Look at the space in front of him here. And then I fast forward it on. He's still got the ball, and nobody is close to him at all. Just backing off. I don't know where the midfield is, because I don't know where the midfield is. It's all over the shop. And then we zoom in again. Too easy to cut inside. Half-hearted challenges going in. Not trying to get your boy on. Not trying to get a tackle in. Just half-hearted rubbish. And then again, he still has it. Nobody, again, just letting him continue to have the ball. And then Russell gets his strike off. And it ends up in the back of the net. It just sums up the defending, how poor the defending is, doesn't it? When you've got a guy that is literally at the other end of the pitch, not really, but kind of, in his own half, and he's just been allowed to travel until he got to got to a shooting position where it opened up for him, and he just strikes it from distance and it goes in. So very clumsy, and I just think it was so poor in every regard. Let me know what you think about that, guys, but I'm sure we all have the same opinion. But let's get to the comments. Car issue, yeah, I mean, look, we all know what the issue is at the moment with the players that are coming through the door. We know where that issue lies with, just continues to be allowed to run the club however he pleases, with no repercussions, no matter how badly he does his job. Bing says, need to stop signing injury-prone players. We do. And this is the frustrating part. Like, when he came in, I was thinking, so where are the priorities? Because again, I know I sound like a broken record here, but we lose Helic, who was a key player for us, no matter what people want to say to me about, because he missed a few games and we got results in those games. Apparently, he isn't needed anymore. Apparently, we're fine without him. That's what some fans were saying. Well, no, we needed a centre back in through the door. So I thought the priorities was wrong in terms of signing somebody that was in the attacking third. But now, because we are playing with that new formation, so it does make sense to bring him in. But I still wanted to see a centre back come in as well, because we needed it. Look how short we are. We're so short. Game of two halves always. Yeah, game of two halves. That's what we are. That's what team we are, guys. We're a team that play so badly in one half, and then the net and in the other half we do a lot better. So yeah. Here's they were there on Saturday, and during the first half, the Town fans were turning on Duff. I'm pretty sure it would have been toxic if he lost. In fact, it still is now. Yeah, look, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of anger at the moment, because the reality is that we are going to get back to the game in a minute. But I do appreciate everybody commenting. It's good to hear from you all this evening. The thing is that Duff is getting some criticism because the reality is we are playing so badly. The tactics are off. You know, I don't know. We don't have any patterns of play. You know what I mean? It's so lethargic and slow a lot of the time, and it's just constantly. A lot of the time, we just hoof the ball upfield, and I just think Duff is coming under criticism because it isn't convincing. When we're winning games, it's not convincing. And when we're losing games in a manner that is just completely pathetic in every regard. So fans aren't happy. And even if we did, you know, I know what you're saying, it could have been more toxic if we'd lost, but I did see at half time in this game actually that obviously there were a lot of fans giving the players stick, and rightly so. And Duff obviously probably got an earful as well, and rightly so, because it's not good enough. It really isn't good enough. You know, these people in the build, you know, the players, the manager, they're all well-paid people. You know, and when they don't do the jobs, they will be criticised. And I just think it's just so. And like I say, even if we you know, it's still kind of toxic now, to be fair, isn't it? Because as I said, what have we got? What have we had to be excited about this season? We haven't, have we? You know, we've won games, we've stumbled through games, winning when we've got results. As I said to you before, coming away from the games thinking, how have we won that game? Gifting opportunities to the opposition, left, right, and centre. Going forward, toothless. So, and the midfield, you know, we've lacked real quality in that midfield for ages now. Not just this season, but for years. We've lacked quality in that midfield for ages, as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, it's never had the right balance. You know, we've never had good enough quality in there. You know, you need, midfield is a big part of the team, isn't it? And, you know, when you've got players that are just not doing their jobs and simply not good enough, then you are going to suffer. But yeah, it was. But Bingsley, it's not just Duff, it's the entire philosophy of the club. Look, I mean, obviously there has been a lot of. We know it's been a difficult time for us over the last few years, absolutely, and stretching back however far you want to do. But we haven't had much joy of it for a long time. And I know what you're saying about the philosophy, the culture, and the mentality of these players. But I just think the rebuild should have happened in the summer, guys, and we didn't do a full rebuild like we were told we'd be doing. A lot of these players that let us down season in, season out are still here. And yes, you can't get rid of all the players, but I still think you can try a little bit more to offload a few and bring in some. But again, I don't trust the ball to get I don't trust Cartwright to sign the correct players, unfortunately. I don't, because his track record is shocking. Even when he's signing good players, he's signing players that are injury prone, aren't up to speed with things. You know, look at Taylor. You know, we're all excited about Taylor coming in, but he's already injured, so it's just ridiculous, really, isn't it? But yeah, I agree about that comment there. I hope Duff not thinking, oh yeah, we've got to win, so they won't turn on me. No, Duff, unless you can be asked to change tactics, we're still going to turn you. Yeah, look, you know, and we go back to the away games. You know, fair enough. We are seeing, we're doing it better away from home, aren't we? At the moment, at home, being at home is a big issue right now, isn't it, for these players? Because we as fans want to be excited. You know, then as the game goes on and we're not seeing anything, frustrations start to grow in the crowd. You know, we start to become quite restless, rightly so. And the players just go hiding. So being at home at the moment is a big problem. These players don't seem to be able to cope with the pressure of playing at home. That's the way it looks. But yeah, if Duff doesn't, you know, if we don't like what we're seeing, then yeah, of course, you know, we aren't going to be happy about it. You know what I mean? These, you know, Duff is with the players every day in training, and we have to be seeing better. 5 defenders, not one closing him down. Yeah, look, the gut. You're talking about the goal. Yeah, the gut. It was just shocking, wasn't it? Defenders just stood still, no desire, no passion to get out there and get a tackle in. Just stood still watching. And then when they do go in for a challenge, it's half-hearted. No, if you're going to do it half-hearted, don't bother at all. In fact, if you're going to do it half-hearted, don't even be on the pitch in the first place. It's just absolutely shambolic. It really is. Lee's mask has made him even worse. Yeah, it seems to. That mask seems to have made him even worse, didn't it? Yeah, I agree. How clumsy can you get? I mean, to be honest with you, I just have to laugh the fact that players like Lee's and players like that are still at this club. Not good enough at all. Even in League One, we've seen it. Constantly getting exposed, making mistake after mistake. Gets some good blocks in now and again, but he's not consistent enough. He's too slow. So, yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Cartwright out indeed. Cartwright out, absolutely. Cartwrong, yeah, I mean, that could be his name. That could be his new name, Cartwrong, because he gets everything wrong. We always recruit managers like this every time. Always managers like this. Yeah, just one-dimensional, you know what I mean? I don't see this attacking football that we were promised at the start. I don't see the attacking football. I think it's been very poor on the whole. One-dimensional, tactically questionable a lot of the time. And, yeah, I haven't seen anything from this manager. Like I said on previous shows, I haven't seen anything from this manager to suggest that we're going to be successful with him. Because I don't see it. I don't see it. And you know, it just doesn't seem to be clicking at the moment. There's no fluidity. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel at the moment. No consistent injury after injury everywhere. Yeah, every time. It's just infuriating. As fans, you know, we get a player back and then another player gets injured again. It's just constantly one thing after the other. It's just ridiculous. Bottom, no competency. We're a club going in the wrong. Yeah, we are going in the wrong way. Absolutely, I agree there. But look, let's get back to the game. But I appreciate everybody's comments. But yeah, I mean, the amount of time we're just getting caught out with the most direct balls every time. You know, what were we doing? You know, Sorensen lets the hoof ball forward bounce again. Schoolboy stuff. You know, why are you letting the ball bounce? Gets beat. Tawanda with some great tracking back. He put in a proper shift. He did into Chirawa to deny good shooting opportunity for Barnsley. But again, you know, Sorensen, you need to be better in that position because I'm sorry. You know, you've got your winger having to track back and do your work for you. Now, I did actually hear that obviously there was We Want Cartwright Out briefly being sung around the away end as well. I don't know if anybody else picked up on it, but I certainly heard it. But yeah, Barnsley were just going about their business, still looking the most dangerous team out there. We were starting to create some half chances, you could say, but most of that threat from us was coming down that left-hand side where Chirawa was, the new lad, who looked brilliant, absolutely brilliant. You know, we did create a good chance, didn't we? Obviously, first big chance of the game for us. Obviously, Marshall flicking the ball around the corner, lovely touch, and Charles through on goal. But then, yeah, like I said, he drives towards the goal, but takes a heavy touch and overruns the ball straight into the keeper's hands. And it's just the basics, guys. This is the guy that was supposedly brought in to get us the goals that were needed to get back up to the championship. And he's looking way, way off the pace right now. Just the basics of the sharper with your touches, you know what I mean? You're overrunning the ball and just, it's just not good enough. It's not a good look, is it, at all? So, yeah, again, that one-on-one chance gone. And, yeah, look, half-time, look, yeah, I mean, like I said, we were behind at the break again. Really struggled to get going in that half. A real lack of quality, again, on display. We haven't created much apart from that Dion Charles chance. That was the only big chance. That was the only chance that we had of note in that first half. He's really not good enough. Confidence, seems to have been at a real low at that point. And yeah, the players and the manager, like I said, got booed off, rightly so, because when you're seeing so many bad things one after the other and hardly laying a glove on an opposition that are struggling themselves and aren't great themselves, we made them look good. Yes, to be fair, they were sharper. They were closing us down. You know what I mean? They were more aggressive. But why aren't we aggressive? Why aren't we showing passion? Why aren't we doing these things? So yeah, I'm sorry. It was another poor half, and but I will say that Chirwa did very well in that first half. You're the only one that can take any credit. All the threat that we were having were down that left hand side. I said Kasumu, good to see him back in the team. He does make a massive difference, and there's no question about that. We all agree with that. But yeah, we need to come out in that second half, and we need to start playing, because that was way, way below the standards in that first half expected. We cannot accept that kind of performance in that first half. It's not good enough. It's just embarrassing. Hoofing the ball forward to nowhere every time. What is the goal with these tactics? Duff incompetence showing again. Yeah, we're just constant hoofing the ball. And the thing is, right, I could understand if we had maybe a target man that, was obviously a physical striker, tall, and was able to win those headers. But we don't. We don't. So why are we doing the same thing over and over again and expecting miracles? You know what I mean? And every time I look at how we're playing, in our bad moments, and where, if you look at the urgency from the back, again, slow from the goalkeeper, we come out, and then we obviously pass it from side to side, as we always do, back to the halfway, forward to the halfway line, back again, and then hoof the ball up, and it's just rinse and repeat all the time. These are tactics. These are tactics, guys. This is just to hope for the best. Me, you in the chat, anybody in the stands could go onto that touchline and tell the players to do that. Hoof the ball, guys, every time. Hoof the ball. Keep hoofing the ball, even though it's not working. Just keep hoofing the ball. We haven't got anybody to win it, but don't worry, keep hoofing the ball. It is ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. And that is why, like you say, the Duff, there's a lot of questions. Totally incompetent a lot of the time. I've seen nothing from this manager to be convinced he can take this club forward positively. Having said that, when you've got the people above him who are absolutely clueless, it doesn't help, does it, guys? We're bringing in players that aren't good enough, you know what I mean? And, we're signing injury-prone players. Doesn't help the manager, that. But having said that, the players that he's got available, the patterns of player, that it's awful. It is awful to watch. And I think we can all agree on that. Wild's goal of fluke, definitely lucky, but not complaining. Big 3 points, hopefully puts us to the right track. Yeah, I mean, look, we need to back this up now. This result, we need to back it up again tomorrow night against Shrewsbury. Another challenge against a team that are fighting for their lives down at the bottom. And it's not going to be easy. So, yeah, we best be ready for the fight, because they'll be fighting. They'll be up for the fight. They'll be showing passion. They might not have the quality, but they'll give 110%. So yeah, we're going to get into that in a moment. We're going to get into the second half in a moment. Corona did brilliant when he came on. Why does he always play good when his contract runs out? Yeah, I mean, it is very debatable, isn't it? Does his contract run out in the summer then? From what? I don't even know who's and there's a lot of players' contracts out in the summer, but I didn't know Koroma was on that list. He probably is, to be fair, because when Warnock, it's probably coming up to 2 years now, unless he signed I think he signed a 2-year contract. I can't remember, guys. can't remember. Lee says we never complain with Warnock move ball. The thing is though, Warnock is a very smart manager. He and plus we did have those players that were winning the headers as well. But for me, we were showing that passion, that aggression, that all these qualities that Warnock or Warnock type of team gets, Warnock, gets you doing. And so, yes, he was hoofball a lot of the time with Warnock, but I do think that the things that we saw in between those bits as well, especially when we were getting those results, when we stayed at that miraculous escape from relegation, when he came in, we were getting the results, but and it was just about getting results at that point, wasn't it? It was a different kind of moment there, because Warnock just needed to find a way to win football games. It wasn't about the performance. It was about the results. And you could say that now, it's about the results, not the performance. But the problem is we're having far too many performances that are turning into bad results. That's the problem. So, look, I don't think you can compare Warnock and Duff in all due respects. Warnock's style of play has got him so much joy and so many promotions, and he's good at what he does. He wouldn't have been in this game for as long as he has if he wasn't something special. Players would run through brick walls for him. You know what I mean? Tackles flying in. We were showing a lot. We were showing more than what we're seeing now. That's for sure. And that was in a division higher. So yeah. Magsa did right booing them at half time. Poor performance, defending crap with Russell goal. Yeah, the defending was atrocious, wasn't it? Lee Warnock was a smart manager. He was very good. Duffy's not. Yeah. He told him to half the time out of playing danger. Yeah, but look, Warnock, we're not getting to the Warnock debacle here right now, guys, but for me, Warnock has always had that style and it's been effective. So who are we to question that? Wherever he's gone, he's had the same style of operating. So I don't think we can question somebody that has had so much success. Duff hasn't had much success, and yes, he's a lot younger, but he's still been coaching for a while. So yeah. Also, your name has Cara in it. What's it? Are you related? Oh, you're talking about Lee, yeah. Mr. Mitch says ponderous forward play, pass back then repeat. Yeah, it's just rinse and repeat all the time, isn't it? And it's just so frustrating. We want to see the ball go forward. We want to see us play with speed. You know what I mean? And I think when we've got the players we have now, we need to be playing the ball on the floor, not hoofing it. Play to our strengths. So, yeah, I think it is. It's poor. But can't like one but hit the other just because one is kingy. Yeah, Lee, look, we're not going to get into this. We're not going to go further than this. Look, obviously, Bing says Duff isn't performing. Warnock was Lee. That's different. Yeah, Duff isn't performing, and Warnock did perform for us. And like I said, different players back then as well. And I just think that we were getting the results we needed to stay up in the division. Of course, it didn't start well, but in the second season. But I think Warnock would still have kept us up if we would have kept him. I do, because although it was bad, still he's always capable of getting results. But look, let's get into the second half. The Koroma came on for Charles and completely changed the game, didn't it? Absolutely. Good start to the second half for us. Whatever was said in the dressing room, certainly worked. Obviously, the introduction of Koroma definitely improved things. As we now, we're really pressing hard as a team. Barnsley were looking a bit shaky at the back because of this. Now, we created a good chance. Marshall gets the ball across with pace to Koroma, heads it wide. And then finally the goal came in the 59th minute. Great goal Great goal this, wasn't it? You know, great through ball from Sorensen to Koroma. Uses his strength and pace, and then slots it away into the right-hand corner. And this is what I want to see from Koroma. He shows that he can do it in glimpses. He's been very underwhelming this season. But look, when he's on it, he's on it. Now, Aiden did say, obviously, he always needs to perform when his contract's running out. But ultimately, we just need him to perform. And it was good to see him get on the score sheet. And so, we equalised in the 59th minute, and we deserved it. It's me. I'm going to go get off. Sorry, I can't stay long. Hope we win tomorrow. But Sam, big up to you. I'm not sure if I'm going to be. I might do a morning show tomorrow, guys. Doing like a little preview, a little chat. Like a morning live show tomorrow morning. Building up to the game tomorrow night, and then I may do a watch along tomorrow night as well, guys. But I'm not going to say I'm definitely going to do it, but there's a big chance I will be doing it. So stay tuned for that, Aiden. But yeah, look, the equaliser, great goal by Koroma. And then the second goal came within a few minutes after that. A bit of fortune to this, wasn't there? A bit of luck. But that's what you need sometimes. Obviously, Wiles gets the ball in from the free kick. It goes all the way through into the net after a dummy by Marshall. And obviously, Marshall let it go, didn't he? And it went into the far corner. And yeah, look, we'll take it. We'll take anything at this point. And, there was a lot of luck involved there, but we always seem to be on the end of bad luck as well. So it was nice to have a little bit of luck, I guess. So yeah, a couple of changes. Obviously, Chirwa came off. A brilliant ovation by the town faithful as Ruffles came on. We're going to get into Chirwa very soon because I thought he was outstanding. He was very, very good. Really lively on that left-hand side. A lot of things coming through him. And obviously he was cramping up a little bit, so he didn't get taken off. Hopefully not too serious. So Kane also made way for Hogg. So a bit of fresh legs in there for the final. You know what I mean? 20 minutes. Now Wiles had an opportunity to finish it, didn't he? But he blazed it over. Kasumu was replaced by Hodge, fresh legs. In the middle of the park, yeah. So Hodge came in to freshen up in the middle of the park. Again, Kasumu, sorry, came off with a slight knock, but it doesn't look too serious. I think he was cramping up as well. To be fair, it was a good performance by Kasumu actually. Even in the first half, when the team just wasn't performing at all, he still did. He still did well. And then obviously, my favourite Ladapo came off of Marshall, who had run himself down to the ground. I thought Marshall did fantastically well. But look, yeah, full time, 2-1 comeback. A great comeback by us, obviously in the Yorkshire Derby. Take all 3 points back to our stadium. Of course, the short journey back home. 2 second half goals, of course, from Koroma and Wiles is enough for us to pick up our first win in our last 6 games, league games. We're going to get into the man of the match in a moment. But yeah, special mentions to Chirwa. Brilliant. Really, really good. Want to see more. Want to see him keep getting better and hopefully keep fit as well, because we know you're just running on eggshells with him. Marshall, thought was brilliant as well. Another special mention to him. Kasumu, Koroma, super sub, came on and showed what he's about. Obviously, Charles getting taken off at half time. It was no surprise to me that Charles got taken off at half time. He was dreadful in that first half. Squandered the chance that he got as well. And although there wasn't much to feed off in that first half, it was a big chance to be missing that. And yeah. He just isn't doing it at the moment. Koroma came on and made a big difference, and you know what I mean, turned the game in our favour. So yeah, for me, Koroma now puts himself in contention to start tomorrow. I'm sorry, but Koroma, I would put in tomorrow night. You can't not after the impact he had. Obviously move up to 5th in the league as well, but still very tight when you get the league table up in a moment. But look, as somebody's already alluded to, a game of two halves once again. But why? Why is that? Why can't we play from the very start, guys? Well, what is happening? Because when I look at it, I just find it baffling how we can't play well for a full 90 minutes. Why can't we do that? Why are we playing good in spells and not long enough, and going missing in a full half like we did against Barnsley? That's not the first time we've seen that. It's been a recurring theme. Absolutely clueless first half. Like I said, those corners were shocking, weren't they, that first half? Duff, keeps persisting with Charles, which I understand he's trying to give him the fair chance, but he's just not doing it. So will he be able to impact from the bench? You'd like to hope so, but for me, Charles needs to go up to the bench and try and do something from the bench because we'll need him in when we make substitutions. Karoma, the only player who has that magic in his boots, we bring him on at half time, which is a good change. So I'll give Duff that. But look, we needed the win. But again, we look tactically poor, set pieces poor, no patterns of play. It is extremely worrying. The midfield, I go back to it, there's not the balance in midfield. We're not getting it right in midfield. It is, the midfield is non-existent at times. And we have to be doing so much better in that area. The defence all over the place as well. And yes, we're missing players, and people probably say we've got injuries, right? Yeah, fair enough. But the reality does that mean that our defenders can't track their runners? Does that mean that they can't get blocks in? Does that mean that they can't give 110% when going into challenges? Well, no, it doesn't it doesn't mean that they can't do those things. So for me, there's no excuses. Hoping to win up the town, yeah, indeed, hopefully. Good half-time substitutions. Michael says taking Charles off. Corona showed Charles how to score. Lucky goal by Wells. Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. Yeah, that's what I couldn't put it any better. Anyway, gonna go. Let's gonna get off. Let's win. Yeah, up the town. Good to see you in the chat as well, Bing and Aiden and all you guys tuning in. Chroma got to start tomorrow. Charles is sub. I think Spencer is suspended tomorrow. Ruffles probably in from. Yeah, I forgot to mention that actually. Yeah, Spencer did pick up his 10th book in the season, which means he's suspended for 2 games now. It's just ridiculous. It's just so annoying, isn't it? When we need him, and he does that. But the thing is, it was inevitable because apparently the cut-off point where they start fresh again is after 37 games, and obviously we've still got a good amount of games to play before that we get to that point. So it was inevitable to happen soon, but it's happened now, and yeah, we're going to be without him for 2 games, and it's not ideal at all because I don't rate Ruffles. He's nowhere near good enough. Okay, if he's played as a to me as a fullback rather than a wing back, then yeah, but I'm not convinced to him at all, if I'm being honest. He's just not being that great. But yeah, it looks like Ruffles is the only viable option at the moment. But look, should we go through some player ratings? We're going to go for the next 15 minutes. And then we're going to get off. So yeah, obviously Lee Nichols, for me, gets a 6. Obviously, the goal, he was a bit unsighted for the goal and didn't see Russell's shot until too late. But he didn't look the most convincing attempt at a save either, did it really? Came with his line well to snuff out a bouncy chance around the hour mark as well, if you remember. So he did, but I just think the way how long he takes, especially at home games, I've noticed it more. The amount of time he takes to kick the ball is so annoying. Sorensen gets a 7 for me. Obviously, he was affected with a few early balls down the outside for teammates' run, so which ultimately came to nothing. But I thought he did well. See, again, he got the assist for the first goal that we scored with Koroma, getting on the end of it. So it was a great through ball from him. It was perfectly weighted. Koroma had the pace to get on it and show his strength. And then he also finished the game in central midfield, didn't he? As Duff shuffled the defence around. So yeah, he actually did have a little bit of a spell in midfield, which was a bit unusual. But yeah, Balker gets a 4. I think Balker really struggled, if I'm being honest with you guys. I think if you look at the goals, well, he was the one that was backing off on Russell before he put in that half-hearted challenge. Very, very poor. You don't want to see players doing that. You do not want to see that. That is not acceptable. You know, does look a bit susceptible to players running straight at him. If you think back to the Northampton game as well, it's the same then. You know what I mean? Now, he did swap sides with Leeds in the second half and had a perfectly fine second half as well. So, but yeah, for me, he gets a 4. Tom Lees, for me, a 5. Had a few communication issues with Brodie Spencer early on. Both kept going for the same balls, which is so infuriating, isn't it? Communicate with your teammates. It's not hard. Come on. But then settled in and was decent enough, I guess. Made several good late interventions as well to get the ball away from the dangerous areas, but still not good enough. You want to see more from your defenders, and I'm sorry. Lees is too slow, too clumsy, and yeah, I don't rate him at all. Spencer gets a 6. Like I said, he did have those early mix-ups with Leeds in the first half, but generally had a decent game, dealt with most of what came down his side as well. Most of the left, but then the right for the closing stage. So yeah, it was switch sides. Ben Wiles gets a 6. Great positioning a lot of the time and no fault in his work rate, but end product was lacking again, wasn't it? As has been the case far too often lately. You know, got on the score sheet for the first time in 12 games. Obviously, a lot of luck involved in that. After his free kick curled into the bottom corner. Didn't know much about it. Kasumu gets a 6. Made his first start since his injury in late December. Put in a good shift for close to 80 minutes before being withdrawn. So yeah, no, you know what to expect from Kasumu, don't you now? And he does make a big difference in that midfield. I know I did say the midfield is lacking at times, but I just want to see more from the likes of Kane and Wiles, because I'm afraid they just go missing, especially Wiles. Again, Herbie Kane was one of the closest guys as well for the goal as well. You know, unconvincing attempt to stop Russell with a tackle. Did win the ball a few times, you know, did win a few good turnovers in the first half though, didn't he? Was smart in helping us win the ball from that Barnsley free kick and then counter upfield for the equaliser as well. Better in the second half he was, but yeah, so for me he gets 6. Marshall, let me know what you think of Marshall. He did play a big part, didn't he? And I'm going to give him an 8. Played a big part in several of our good moves that we created. Rarely had he created chances for others, but he rarely had that favour returned. Sent Charles away, like I said, for that chance that he squandered. Put a chance on the plate for Josh Crome shortly after the break in almost identical fashion as well to their combination in the score against Bolton. Only this time, Cromer's header went wide, that chance that he headed wide. Clever dummy on Wild's free kick as well to help it curl in. And obviously, there was a bit of a joke about Izzy claiming a little touch on that ball, but nah, it wasn't obviously. It didn't touch him. Dion Charles, I mean, look, I'm going to give him a 3. He did so much, determined work off the ball and made a lot of the right runs, but consistently unable to do anything to make his efforts pay off ultimately. Constant misplaced passes, poor touches. You see a lot of promising attacks break down as well. Unsurprisingly taken off for the break. He was having a nightmare. So for me, yeah, not great at all. Chirwa, for me, I think he was brilliant. He was brilliant. I'm going to give him an 8. Another really positive showing from him. Again, showed his lovely touch, ability to beat a defender. Taking on his man. He's not scared to do that. It was good to see him run. When he did get the ball, driving at the opponents. You know what I mean? Trying to beat. The ability to not just try and beat a man, but actually do it as well. Actually beat the man. And he was getting him behind, causing problems. Probably our best player in the first half. Obviously he's the best effort of the half as well. Obviously that curling effort that he did went narrowly wide. I think what we do need to see is a bit of decisive end product from it. We need to see a bit of that real decisiveness end product from him. But yeah, signs are promising so far, I would say. So I'm happy to see. I think he's doing well. Substitutes. Koroma, we've said how much of a big impact he made. See, when he came, and he changed the game completely. Coming on at half time, because he's got the goal. It was a really nicely taken goal. You never get bored of seeing that goal. The finish, the composure in front of goal. You know what I mean? That great through ball. It was just a great move, wasn't it? And like I said, did his defensive duties as well and put in a real shift and did very well. He was everywhere. So for me, I'm going to give him a good score as well. I'm going to give him an 8. Josh Ruffle, sorry, 6. Briefly played on the wing before dropping back to left back. He was solid, wasn't he? He was solid, and to be fair, he did all right. Yeah, so 6. Hogg gets a 6. Obviously, really marshalled that midfield through the final half hour, didn't he, including the stoppages, and made sure they didn't drop too deep. So yeah, that is my player ratings for the game. Let's have a look at the comments. Sorry guys, I missed a few here. Big up to everyone that's still here right now. Yeah, we've done that one. Yeah, he's got to start tomorrow. I agree. We need to wholeheartedly show that we want to win more than the opposition do. That will be the key to our success going forward. Also need to start 100 miles per hour from the get-go. This will show intent. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I agree. Obviously, it's not a good look, is it, when we see halves of football where we just don't look at the races, we don't look bothered. We're not coming out the blocks early on and showing that intent that you want to see. So yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? We need to show. We need to come out the blocks early and put opposition under pressure and want to win the game more than them. Because at times, we just think we can turn up and just play however we want and we'll still win. Well, no, we won't, And we've been found out on numerous occasions. I think Chapman would have saved that Russell goal. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of debate, isn't there, about Chapman being dropped. Obviously, Nichols coming back in. Is Nichols a bigger... Obviously, Nichols was the number one before Chapman did get his opportunity. And obviously, I know Chapman has looked a bit shaky in recent weeks, admittedly. He did start. He has made a lot of good saves. He has done a lot for us, though. Let's not forget. Saving us. Making a key save every game, wasn't he? But he was looking a bit shaky. And obviously that was when Nichols got a look in again. But yeah, is Nichols really that much better than Chapman right now? If you're talking about form, I don't really think I can tell the difference between the two. If I'm being honest. You know what I mean? So Nichols isn't looking convincing at times. And yeah, so that's my. But yeah, look, it's up for debate, isn't it? I guess. Kane Miles went missing in the first half. Yeah, look, just not good enough, is it? And in the midfield, you cannot be going a full half going completely missing. It's just not acceptable. In fact, no player should be going missing for a full half. But I mean, in the midfield, We know how important it is to win those battles in the midfield. You know what I mean? And close that space down and do your job properly. But yeah, it is one of those. Chirua is the best of our very recent signings. He's a good lad, so far. Hopefully, can remain injury free. Yeah, no, he's showing. I'm not getting carried away, but he has shown very good promise, hasn't he? So far, I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. But again, I'm not good. I want to see him keep playing game after game after game, keep fit, because like I said, you're just thinking to yourself, you know, when you're seeing him on the pitch, please don't get injured. Please don't get injured. You know, like I said earlier, running on eggshells a little bit with him because you know how injury prone he is. But he's looking bright. He's looking bright, but of course, he needs to just find a bit more. Keeps, you know, there's always room for improvement. He needs to keep building, and but yeah, really, really, really promising. But yeah, look, we are going to show some praise to Chirua now because look, I think he's certainly started very well, hasn't he? You know, he showcases that passion as well, doesn't he, for the shirt he's playing in. But also, like I say, can beat a man, isn't afraid to run with the ball and try and take a player on, which is what you need. And like I say, he did come off with a slight knock, but I think it was just cramp in the end. Fatigue, you know, probably one of those. And we are only a few games in though, so you know, so let's see what he's like in a few weeks, you know. But he's been a very positive to begin with, and you know, if you look at his stats as well, obviously played 69 minutes, he won 5 of his duels, recoveries, so again gets back and helps out his teammates as well on numerous occasions, and touches he had 44, 4 key passes, and yeah, he was looking very lively, looking very good, absolutely. So look, keep going, and you know, really, really good to see him play well. We all want players that come through the door, guys, don't we, to play well and perform. You know, my criticism wasn't him; it just felt like another disaster of a signing again, and it still could be because he could get injured within the next few weeks. But at the moment, he's contributing, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing from him. So long may it continue, and long may he stay injury free as well. But yeah, if you look at the stats for the game, obviously Barnsley shared the possession just about. They had 10 shots to our 18. Yes, we had 18 shots, can you believe? Shots on target, most of those in the second half. Shots on target, 4 for them, 7 for us. So again, 2 goals out of two out of 7 in terms of, you know, goals on shots on target. Sorry, two shots on target out of the 7 that were ended in goals. So that's less than 50%. But look, we got the win. It was important we got the win, and look, it was vitally important we got the win, wasn't it? Because like I said, you know, if we hadn't won, we would have dropped out the playoffs. And look how tight it is as well, guys. Let me just take off the banner because I'm still on the player ratings bit. Look out. In fact, no, let's take off the banner completely. Yeah, look at how tight it's from 9th to 5th. 3 points, just the gap right now. And yes, we have got a game in hand on most teams below us. But we can't really focus on that. We can put it into perspective. We can say, yes, we've got a game in hand. So if we win that game, then we do kind of increase that gap on numerous teams below us. But we still have to win that game. But look how tight it is. So it was massive to win this game, and we did it. And yeah, and that's where we are at the moment, really. Thanks for the cash round. Well joined for all being well. Take care. Big up to you, Mitch. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for all your contributions as well. Made some really good points. We are going to wrap up we're going to wrap up now, to be fair. We've kind of covered everything, haven't we? We've gone past the hour as well. But look, final thoughts. We got the win that was needed. Was it convincing? No, the first half, again, a game of two halves, the same theme that has followed this season. We need to cut that out. We need to start playing well from the start. We need to start, not, you know what I mean? We can't afford to keep having halves like this time and time again. Defensively, still quite shaky at the moment. Midfield needs to do more as well. And yeah, looks like potentially that Koroma has now gone ahead of Charles, and Charles has had many chances, sitting for 5 or 6 games now, and he's not done anything. He's not looked great at all. So lots to work on. I'm not getting overexcited. I'm happy that we won, of course, but it does kind of paper on the cracks a little bit again, because I don't think it was a great performance. All the second half was a lot better, arguably. You know what I mean? Barnsley struggled once we stepped up our game, and yeah, they run out of legs, and we did well, but we can't keep doing this over and over again, guys. Where we just playing well for one half. It's not going to cut it, I'm afraid. And we need to expect more. We need to demand more. But look, bright sparks: Chirawa, Koroma coming back to life again. Kasumu, good to see him start again. So there is a few positives, but we want to keep working. We're going to tomorrow night hoping that we can get another win, and we need it. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts wrapped up. A lot of teams catching up to us at Leighton Orient, Charlton, about and Reading as well. So look, there's a lot of teams close behind us now. So like I said, it may look different over the next week or so, because we are playing our game in hand. I believe it's next week, isn't it? So we've got a game tomorrow night, and we've got Wigan midweek. The game, so we've got games coming up to capitalise on. It might look different come next week. We might have a little gap with those teams below us, hoping. So yeah, but let's see what happens. But guys, I may go live tomorrow morning for a morning show as we build up to the game against Shrewsbury tomorrow evening, and then I might do a watch along for the game tomorrow night as well. So if I don't do the morning show tomorrow, I will come on earlier. We'll kind of discuss the game a little bit more before it starts. We'll have a bit of a bigger gap, and then we'll get into the game obviously when it starts. So we'll either do that. So stay tuned tomorrow for some more content. Thank you all for your contributions. Make sure you drop a like on the way out, subscribe to the channel if you want, and let everybody know, and tell everybody else to subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me. Share the channel around with your friends and family. Let's try and push to 800. I appreciate everybody being here. And look, we're back to winning ways. We've got to keep it going now, guys. We've got to improve massively still. We need to be more ruthless. We need to be more convincing with our wins. And we need to be, and Duff needs to be tactical. Duff needs to really up his game, because I'm not going to sit here and defend Duff, because from what I've seen, as I said earlier, it hasn't been great all season. We've been stumbling through games, no style of play, no patterns of play, and it's just looked really, really bad, even when we've been winning. So I can't see him. If you look at it, we're now into game 29. So we had a big sample of what Duff's about, guys. We had a big sample of what we expect, what we want to expect, and we're not seeing a lot at the moment. So yeah, 29 games, a lot to judge a manager off, and he isn't really exciting. He isn't. He looks a bit out of his depth tactically. So yeah, I'm not convinced. That's all I'm going to say. Performance have got to improve. I think it would be 2-1 town or 2-2 tomorrow. Yeah, well, we certainly need to win the game, but we'll see. We'll get into that tomorrow, guys. Like I said, a morning show if I can, or I'll go live a bit earlier. I'll go live from 7 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll have a little bit of a chat about the game before it starts. So yeah, that's what we'll do. So guys, have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get to. It's a bit of a late one, but thank you all for tuning in at this time, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Until next time, take care, stay safe. And as always, up the town. We always say up the town, of course. Take care, everybody. And thanks all for your amazing support. See you later.